ever wondered about the intricacies of the American judicial system? Today's narrative revolves around a case of Floyd Wallace, who claimed ineffective assistance of counsel during his sentencing. The crux of Wallace's argument was that his counsel failed to argue that his prior conviction for aggravated assault was not a predicate felony under the Armed Career Criminal Act, also known as the ACCA. Chronologically, Wallace was initially charged with 2 counts, being a felon in possession of a firearm and possession of a firearm after a conviction for misdemeanor domestic violence. He pled guilty to both counts, waiving his right to appeal a sentence within the advisory guidelines range. However, this waiver did not apply to claims of prosecutorial misconduct or ineffective assistance of counsel. At his sentencing, Wallace was given a guidelines range of 180 to 210 months in prison. This was due to his prior felony convictions, 2 for aggravated robbery and another for aggravated assault. The court considered all 3 as predicate felonies under the ACCA, triggering a mandatory minimum sentence of 180 months. Despite an invitation to argue, Wallace's counsel declined to contest that these convictions were not ACCA predicates. Later, Wallace appealed, alleging ineffective assistance of counsel due to his lawyer's failure to argue that his aggravated assault conviction under Tennessee law wasn't an ACCA predicate felony. To win this argument, Wallace had to prove that his counsel's actions were unreasonably deficient and that these deficiencies affected the outcome of his case. However, it's important to note that ineffective assistance of counsel claims are generally not decided on direct appeal. The record on direct appeal isn't usually developed for the purpose of litigating or preserving such claims. Instead, these claims are typically addressed in a post-conviction proceeding. In rare instances, a claim might be reviewed on direct appeal if the record is adequate. Unfortunately for Wallace, he failed to prove that his case was the exception. Consequently, the judgment of the district court was affirmed. In summary, Wallace's claim of ineffective assistance of counsel based on his counsel's failure to argue that his prior aggravated assault conviction wasn't a predicate felony under the ACCA was unsuccessful. His appeal was not the rare case warranting adjudication on direct appeal, and the initial judgment was upheld.